The streets of a major U.S. city shut down as one suspect is killed and another threatens more bloodshed. The people of Boston paralyzed with fear because a 19-year-old vows revenge after police kill his brother. Tonight, we hear from people who knew the suspects in the Boston bombing.
And the hat was a signature. I mean, no one wants to believe that their friend from high school is quote-unquote a terrorist.
And we search for answers as to why two young men could commit such a heinous crime that is sending a ripple effect of disbelief and heartbreak across the U.S. We get the latest on the investigation as it comes to a bloody and dramatic climax. Your independent news network starts right now. A night and day of drama brings the city of Boston to its knees. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Mickle. Welcome to INN News. One suspect in the Boston Marathon bombings is dead. The other, his younger brother, on the run as authorities lock down an entire city. That second suspect vowing revenge through social media. The threat of more violence brings the city to a standstill. Schools, public transportation, businesses all closed. People told to stay home and off the streets. This is the area we're talking about. Watertown is about 8 miles from Boston proper. That's where much of the action has been centered throughout the day. Police are now in Cambridge, where the brothers are believed to have lived. Police are setting off controlled explosions in that area. Campuses all around the Boston area are empty. Now, you are actually looking at file video because our crews aren't even allowed on the campus to get video of the empty sidewalks. The area around MIT is shut down, classes canceled, the college community warned to stay away. At the University of Massachusetts in Dartmouth, a police helicopter landed in the middle of campus as police followed a lead that didn't pan out. Harvard and Boston University also canceled classes today. To keep people off the street, city leaders are cutting off transportation in Boston. Bus service, rail service, even cab rides all suspended today. Major news outlets reporting train service from Boston to New York and Rhode Island also suspended. All the chaos is due to these two men. 26-year-old Tamerlan Tsarnaev, a prime suspect in the bombings at the Boston Marathon. He's dead tonight. The other suspect, his 19-year-old brother Jahar, is on the run. Amanda Decker joins us now with the very latest on the search and the situation. Amanda?
Thanks, Mike. It all started yesterday around 5 o'clock after the FBI released surveillance video and pictures of the two men on the day of the Boston Marathon. The brothers are allegedly from Russia. They've been in the United States for years. 26-year-old Tamerlan died at a hospital overnight after a gun battle with police. Authorities say Tsarnaev was wearing explosives and an explosive trigger when his body was recovered. But his 19-year-old brother is still on the loose. Martin Morenz from our Boston affiliate WBIN is joining us on the phone from Watertown with the very latest. Martin, what can you tell us?
Amanda, much of the city of Boston has been shut down today. The center of Watertown is the central location of the search for Jahar Zarnoff, who carjacked a car from Cambridge last night after a shootout with police, which killed an MIT police officer. Jahar Zarnoff's older brother, Tamerlan Tsarnaev, was later killed in that shootout in Watertown. Both brothers are suspects in the Boston Marathon bombings. Now, Jahar Zarnoff is a suspect in the white hat seen in the Boston Marathon bombing photo. Helicopters have been flying all over Watertown, where police are conducting a search of homes in a 20-block area. Zarnoff is believed to be heavily armed with bombs and semi-automatic weapons. I've talked to residents here who are alarmed, most staying inside of their homes as police have requested, Amanda.
And Martin, can you tell us about the lockdown specifically in Watertown and in the greater Boston area? How much of the city is on lockdown at this point?
Well, Amanda, it's mostly the Watertown area, but Waltham, Newton have also been told to shut down or shelter in their homes. And as a matter of fact, the emergency management person came on, even talking about Boston businesses and people who were at their Boston locations, saying they should also go home now and shelter. So some very, very unusual activity here in Boston, something we've never seen before.
All right, thank you for that report, Martin. We appreciate you taking time out to speak with us today. Mike, back to you.
All right, Amanda, thanks. When the suspects' pictures were released, it didn't take long for people to recognize them, including some of the younger brothers' high school friends.
How did you all figure out that it's the guy that you know?
Well, I mean, the name itself was, when given, it confirmed it for us. But I mean, the hat was a signature, turned backwards on his head, always, with
so
the baseball cap.
You saw the video before the name came out, and the baseball cap being backwards. You said that looks like.
Right, and it was kind of a joke amongst friends. Oh, that's Jahar, or
But you didn't believe it was.
Right. I mean, no one wants to believe that their friend from high school is quote unquote a terrorist.
The suspect's uncle talked with reporters outside his home in Maryland. He says the family is ashamed of the two.
Are you ashamed by what has unfolded in Boston?
Of course we're ashamed. Yes, we're ashamed. They're children of my brother,
Did one of them
who
call you
had
last
little
night?
influence of them, honestly, as much as I know, who had little influence of them.
Is there any reason why you haven't had any contact with them? You haven't fallen out or anything?
It's a personal.
Sir,
I didn't like it, so I just wanted my family be away from them.
What do you?
He is urging his nephew to turn himself into police and ask for forgiveness. An MIT police officer was shot and killed overnight, police say, by the bombing suspects. That officer is 26-year-old Sean Collier. He was gunned down while responding to a disturbance. That's when investigators say he ran across the Boston Marathon bombing suspects. Collier had been an MIT officer since January 2012. Before that, he was a civilian employee with the Somerville Police Department. In the midst of the fear and chaos surrounding the search for one of those suspects, there was this moving tribute today at MIT. Police paying tribute to their comrade who was shot and killed as he sat in his patrol car. We break now for a look at your weather because there's been some dangerous conditions across the Midwest. Meteorologist Eric Garlick is here now with the latest on that.
One of the biggest concerns that we're continuing to see as we go through the night tonight is the threat for some flooding. Take a look at all of these flood warnings from Michigan back into portions of Arkansas, back near Iowa, back all the way down into the Mississippi Valley near Kentucky. A lot of rain has fallen across this area the past 24 hours, and we're going to continue to see things drying up, but the river's still going to crest, so definitely still a concern for flooding over the next 24 to 48 hours. Some severe weather also associated with that as we went through the day yesterday. Mainly wind and a few isolated reports of tornadoes, looking at some wind damage back into portions of Michigan, all the way back down into Alabama, Georgia, even northeastern Louisiana. Looking at a pretty active system. The good news is this system is continuing to push off to the east, and it's going to kind of wind down as we head into the weekend, looking at some pretty nice weather across the central portions of the U.S.
A calm weekend would be good.
Get everybody back into some sunshine, some drier weather, get to enjoy the weekend a little bit. I'll have details on the rest of that coming up.
All right, Eric, thanks so much. Well, there is other news that we need to tell you about this evening. A look at that major flooding that's causing damage in America's heartland. Coming up, we'll take you to Iowa for a look at the damage, plus what the rain means for farmers. Those stories are coming up. Plus, we will continue our coverage of a terrifying day in the city of Boston. Stay with us.
In this box is what I need to control my diabetes, to stay healthy, and get on with my life. It comes from Liberty Medical. And now, it's not only where I get my diabetes testing supplies, but it's where I get my prescription drugs as well. See, if you're on Medicare, the cost of your diabetes testing supplies, as well as your prescription drugs, may be covered. Liberty takes care of all the paperwork with Medicare and sends the prescription forms directly to your doctor for approval. Then on your schedule, packs up this box and sends it right to your door with no charge for shipping.
Liberty assures you have what you need to manage your diabetes, and that starts with a free meter. Call today and get a free meter. Plus, when you join, you'll also get a free cookbook.
Call Liberty. They can help you live a better life.
Call 1-800-503-6627. 1-800-503-6627.
Car owners, does your vehicle have less than 120,000 miles on it? Is it less than 10 years old? Is your current auto warranty about to expire? Well, Cover America Auto Care has a very special offer just for you. With current economic conditions causing bankruptcies and a downturn in new car sales, Cover America Auto Care now offers inexpensive mechanical breakdown coverage direct to the public. You can save thousands of dollars on auto repairs. A toll-free line has been made available so car owners can call and get a free no-obligation quote. This auto protection is backed by an A-rated insurance carrier. Plus, you get a claims department that has an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. 24-hour emergency roadside assistance is also included. You will be amazed at how much you can save on future car repair bills. So call for your free, no obligation quote now. Do not wait. Get covered today and rest easy tonight.
Floodwaters have taken over roads near Des Moines, Iowa. Listen as one person describes conditions in her neighborhood.
Yeah, this is one of the worst. I mean, see my mailbox? The last one, it took my mailbox, but it's still standing so far. And it's even on the other side of the road, and I guess on the next street over, it's even worse.
Flooding has forced the Iowa Department of Transportation to close several highways. Drivers are warned to remain cautious when out on the roads. Meteorologist Eric Garlick joins us now with the latest on our forecast.
And just a reminder, if you do encounter water over the roads, turn around, don't drown. You don't know how deep that water is going to be, and it has a lot of force behind it. So just turn around and find an alternate route. Talking about temperatures right now, going to be cold once again, 34 in Kansas City, only 28 degrees in Chicago, 19 as we go through the night in Fargo, and 31 degrees in Denver. As we go through the day tomorrow, we're going to start to see things warming up. 58 degrees in Kansas City, 57 in Denver, 68 degrees in Little Rock, 49 degrees in Chicago. Pretty much everybody going to be above the freezing mark, which is good news. We've been kind of chilly across the Central Plains and the Rockies the past couple days. Taking a look at the radar, that system that dumped all of the rain and severe weather still affecting the southeast with some severe weather and some light rain back toward New York and upstate New York as we go through the night tonight, and a little bit of snow continuing, especially back into the UP of Michigan. We actually have some blizzard warnings issued for that area and some rain back in the Pacific Northwest. Seattle seeing some heavier rain as we go through the evening tonight. Starting to see things dry out a little bit in the Central Plains. That's not going to last too long. Taking a look at the snow falling across the Great Lakes region right now, Twin Cities seeing some of that rain, snow rather, back into southeastern portions of Wisconsin, all the way back up into the UP of Michigan. Going to see this continue as we go through the evening. Not expecting any huge amounts of snow, with the exception of the UP. They could see up to a foot of snow as we go through the night tonight. Back into upstate New York, seeing some of that rain. Back into Pennsylvania, even northeastern portions of Ohio still seeing a little bit of light rain as we continue through the rest of the night tonight. Pretty heavy rain back toward the Carolinas, and that continues all the way back into portions of Georgia and Alabama. Seeing some severe weather earlier this afternoon, really seeing that threat dissipate as we go through the rest of the night tonight. Just looking at some heavy rain, maybe some strong gusty winds, and the little bit of pea-sized hail can't be ruled out of the question as we go through the next couple hours or so. That snow going to continue across the Great Lakes region as we go through the night tonight, but watch what happens. Another little system starting to develop around the lee of the Rockies as we head through the end of the weekend. That's going to affect the Central Plains once again with a little bit of snow. We could see some cold conditions once again moving into the northern plains and central plains as we go through the early portions of next week. As we go through Sunday, you can see where that cold front is starting to develop, and that's going to continue to push off to the south and east. Not looking at a whole lot of rain. The Carolinas seeing the heaviest of that rain, but the damage has already been done across the Great Lakes region. Flood warnings issued for a lot of states, including Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, Missouri, even Arkansas. And taking a look at that snowfall totals, not expecting a whole lot, but we do have some winter weather advisories, even some blizzard warnings issued for the UP of Michigan and northwestern portions of Wisconsin. The good news is that area is getting a little bit smaller, and it's going to continue to do so as we go through the night. We're going to see those expire, and it looks like we could escape the snow for everybody as we go through the weekend.
Oh, that would be a nice break.
It's great news, isn't it?
Yeah, Eric, thanks so much. Well, that soaking rain across much of the Midwest should give farmers a better outlook. The latest weekly drought report shows Iowa and Missouri getting big help. It also says small parts of Nebraska are improving. As the drought gradually begins to ease up, some farmers say corn-based ethanol could be the big winner. Paul Gutierrez explains why and what it could mean for you.
It starts with just a little moisture. When the rain comes, farmers everywhere feel more optimistic about their crops producing.
It's actually fairly easy to see the relationship.
For Roy Smith, every drop counts in his Plattsmouth field. Last year's drought caused a corn shortage, resulting in higher grain prices.
We saw the price go up till about the 1st of September.
An increase that powered a national debate about corn-based ethanol and its required role in the fuel industry.
When the drought hit and it became obvious that there were going to be fewer bushels of corn, why that makes the corn more expensive, which makes ethanol less competitive.
A 2005 federal energy bill mandates about 40% of corn to be used in ethanol production. As the drought gradually becomes less severe, Nebraska farmers believe it's only a matter of time before ethanol becomes more attractive to consumers.
It's generally a little cheaper than the regular gas.
Leaders in the ethanol industry agree, speaking on behalf of the product at a conference today in downtown Omaha.
Ethanol has been consistently priced under gasoline and has actually brought fuel prices down for consumers all across the nation.
A plunge drivers everywhere are keeping their eyes peeled for. Paul Gutierrez reporting for INN News.
And the latest drought monitor is forecasting a good summer for farmers in the Midwest. Tonight, we have new images from that deadly plant explosion in Texas. Coming up, the latest on the number of lives lost and the investigation into what led to that deadly blast. That story's next on INN.
If you're in debt to the IRS for $10,000 or more, you don't have to take desperate measures to settle your account. All you have to do is put the right people to work for you. And that's as simple as calling this number. You'll speak to a tax expert who can help you negotiate a settlement that's significantly less than the actual amount you owe. Many are former IRS agents who have inside knowledge that you can't get elsewhere. And that can make all the difference in the world.
They saved my business.
I owed $30,000 and paid a fraction of it.
The threatening letter stopped immediately.
I got great advice, and they did all the work.
If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, you owe it to yourself and your family to call this number and get your case settled for less. Now, you only have a small window of time to settle, so act now.
For a free tax analysis, call 800-903-7750. There is no obligation. Call 800-903-7750 now.
Endless pools are an incredible alternative to traditional pools, making it easy and inexpensive to swim at home. Call our toll-free number or visit our website. A free idea kit and DVD will be sent to your home so you can discover all the benefits of owning your own pool. Compared to traditional pools, endless pools are simple to install, easy to maintain, and economical to run. Our precision-engineered pools enable you to swim or exercise against a smooth current that adjusts to any speed and ability. Endless pools are perfect for year-round health and fitness, relaxation, and family fun. Our free idea kit and DVD will show you how easy it is for the whole family to enjoy a pool right in your backyard or home. An endless pool or an endless pool swim spa can become a showplace for your home. Call our toll-free number or visit the website to find out more about endless pools. The free idea kit will show you just how easy it is to be able to swim at home.
New images tonight of destruction in the wake of the deadly fertilizer plant blast in Texas. The mayor of West Texas says the huge explosion killed 35 people, including 10 first responders. Holly Furfer has the latest.
Aerial pictures over the West Texas fertilizer plant show a scene of total devastation. A playground and an apartment building nearby were also destroyed.
The apartment complex looks like it was a bombing site of an explosion, the kind that you see in Baghdad. It was utterly destroyed.
Wednesday night's massive explosion left more than 160 people injured, devastating the small town of just 2,800 residents.
It picked me up and pushed me back a little, but it seriously felt like an earthquake.
Officials say 50 to 60 homes in a 5-block radius were damaged.
We can't get back there, but it's totally, completely the roof just caved in.
Authorities are still searching for survivors, including first responders.
In the face of the most incredible danger, first responders ran in to try to save the life of someone else.
Texas Governor Rick Perry declared McLennan County a disaster Thursday.
Last night was truly a nightmare scenario. Anyone who grew up in a small town like West, they know that this tragedy has most likely hit every family.
The blast was so big it registered as a 2.1 magnitude seismic event. As authorities investigate what caused the explosion, a community is left to heal.
Tear gas ends a nearly 6-hour standoff at the Hollywood Hills home of American Pie actor Eddie K. Thomas. Police were called to the home when a woman reportedly pulled a knife on the actor. Thomas is best known for his role as Paul Finch in the American Pie films.
Suspect was a guest overnight and this morning was asked to leave, refused to leave, became agitated, armed herself with a knife, threatened the owner, and then began to damage the property inside.
The woman will likely face assault and vandalism charges. The family who owns this Colorado home got out safely, but firefighters still had to make a rescue. Thousands of reptiles, from snakes to lizards, were inside the basement of the home. The family raises the animals for a reptile store. Crews were not able to save some of the animals, including 5 dogs. The homeowners are looking for a temporary home for the animals that did survive. Firefighters say the fire started in the garage, but there's still no word on what caused it. An amazing emergency landing in Florida. This was the scene in St. Petersburg Wednesday. The 91-year-old pilot couldn't lower his landing gear, so he's forced to put the plane down on its belly. The landing was relatively smooth. The pilot was the only one on board, and he walked away without a scratch. Still to come, an earthquake rocks southwest China and protests turn violent in Venezuela. Coming up, look at news from across the globe. INN will be right back.
Stay tuned for an exciting money-making opportunity from SMC. Would you like to make more money, set your own hours, and spend more time with your family? Well, now you can with SMC.
I'm an SMC believer. I'm going to tell you what, it's an opportunity for anybody to get in and have a home-based business and be successful.
Mothers around the world should do this, yes, and they can stay home with their kids.
I don't have to be bothered with the hectic day-to-day working for someone else. I'm working for myself.
I just wish now I'd have done this 10 or 15 years ago. It's the best thing that ever happened to me.
SMC supports its members with a huge warehouse stocked with thousands of products that you can sell for profits of up to 300% and more. Call right now to request your free information packet. And remember to ask your operator how you can jumpstart your business with $100 worth of free SMC merchandise.
Just pick up the phone and call this toll-free number now. Remember, you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Bishop Walter Hawkins made love come alive with timeless gospel classics. Now Love Alive is back and sounding better than ever. Presenting the Love Alive collection. Love Alive 1, Love Alive 2, and Love Alive 3, all for just $24.99. But wait, order in the next 10 minutes with your credit card, and we'll cut the price to just $14.99. Then preview other great gospel collections. Satisfaction guaranteed. So don't wait. Get the Love Alive collection. 3 classic CDs for just $14.99.
Call 1-800-443-1356 to order the Love Alive collection on 3 CDs for just $14.99 plus shipping when you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card. Call now.
Protests turned violent in Venezuela as the Supreme Court refuses to order a recount in the presidential election. And migrant workers in Greece said to have been shot over demanding back pay. That and more in your Global News Now. Government security forces on motorcycles chased down protesters in Venezuela. A bystander caught these images on a cell phone. You can hear gunfire in the footage. Witnesses say the protesters were unarmed and the security force was opening fire. Protests have rocked the country since Nicolas Maduro narrowly defeated his opponent last Sunday. Venezuela's Supreme Court is refusing to order a recount despite repeated calls from the opposition. An earthquake hit southwest China. The 5.0 quake damaged homes and buildings. Officials say about 123,000 people have been affected so far. The government is sending relief crews to the area. No word yet on deaths or injuries. Greek police are hunting for 3 foremen from a strawberry farm. They're accused of shooting more than 20 migrant workers Wednesday. A crowd of some 200 Bangladeshi immigrants demanded back pay. Police say the foreman opened fire on the crowd. However, they say none of the injuries appear to be serious. The world needs to become a full-speed economy. That's according to the head of the International Monetary Fund. Christine Lagarde addressed the IMF spring meeting in Washington. She says that while the economic world no longer looks as dangerous as it did, what really matters, sustained growth and jobs, are still proving elusive. And that's your Global News Now. We'll have one final look at our weekend forecast when we come back, plus the latest images from Boston on this terrifying day. We'll be right back.
It was the hippest trip in America. The music, the styles, and the stars. It was Soul Train. And now, for the first time ever, Time Life presents the Best of Soul Train on 3 DVDs for just $39.99. And if you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card, Time Life will pay your shipping and handling. What they do? You'll get 50 guest performances and over 8 hours of the greatest entertainment. You'll get all the great dancing, the cool fashions, the great music, fabulous guest performances, and a priceless set of memories. You'll once again be line dancing to some of the greatest soul music and artists of all time. Now you can own the Best of Soul Train on 3 DVDs for just $39.99. This collection is very special.
As an added bonus, get a free Soul Train ringtone with your order. Call 1-800-716-8618 to order Soul Train and receive free shipping when you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card.
Experience Bare Minerals, the foundation that started the makeup revolution. Are you ready for flawless coverage and makeup that is actually good for your skin? Now you can get our new kit for over 75% off what you'd pay at retail. Our exclusive introductory Get Started kit includes the award-winning Bare Minerals Foundation. You'll also receive warmth for a healthy glow, Mineral Veil, the ultimate finishing touch, and Bare Minerals Professional Flawless Application Brush. Call now and receive our new bonus collection worth $57.95 free, including the highly anticipated Flawless Definition Mascara. Purchased separately, you'd spend over $120. Our original Get Started kit was a great deal at 2 payments of $29.99. But for a limited time, you get all this, including the bonus gifts, for only 1 payment of $29.99. You save over $90 and get a 30-day money-back guarantee.
To save over 75%, order now by calling 1-800-200-8130 and ask how you can receive this free handy compact with brush with your order.
Eric is here with the final look at our weather.
Well, one of the biggest concerns is that flooding across the Great Lakes region back into the Mississippi River Valley, and that's going to continue for the next 24 to 48 hours. We're going to see those rivers come to the crest, the highest point, and going to continue to cause a lot of problems. Keep in mind, if you see that water over the road, turn around, don't drown, find an alternate route. You don't know how deep it's going to be. As far as snow, we do have some winter storm warnings as well as blizzard warnings into portions of Michigan. Likely going to see those expire as we go through the night tonight. And then we're looking at a pretty calm weekend. Things going to be a little on the cool side across the northern plains, but other than that, the weather's really not going to be too terrible. Going to get to dry out a little bit, not a whole lot of precipitation. But next week we could see another storm heading our way, so it could be a little interesting once again the middle of next week. I'll keep you updated as I know more.
All right, Eric, thanks so much. As we leave you tonight, we offer our thoughts and prayers to all of you in the Boston area. Stay safe and know the rest of America stands beside you. We'll see you back here on Monday.